Hey everyone, and welcome to Zebra Not Horse. This is my channel where I talk about my autism journey. So, first of all, I just want to talk about my fabulous hair. I don't know if you think it's fabulous, but I love it. This is natural. So, I have been thinking that I have curly hair for a while. Not curly, wavy. And, you always see these adverts, like advertising these products, and I was like, maybe one day I'll give it a go. Because when I'm on holiday and I'm in the swimming pool, the chlorine makes my hair really curly. So I kind of thought maybe I'll try it. So I got in the post Mare Wave. It came in a box like this, and it gives you a QR to watch some videos on how to use each of the products. And also I got a free hair mask, which smells incredible. So it's like in a box like this. I'm not getting any payment for this advertisement, by the way. I just wanted to tell you because it's so good. I just want that to be the smell of my hair every day. It's so delicious. So I tried it for the first time this morning, and this is how my hair has turned out. It is definitely wavy, so you can see a lot of definition underneath, and I think the more times that I use it, the more my hair will have that defined kind of style. But I love it! Anyway, welcome to my channel. I'm glad that you're here. It's been a while. So it has been just over a year since I got my autism diagnosis, and I think I want to talk about what my new perspective of myself is since getting my diagnosis. So although I have been on this journey for a few years, I was self-diagnosed for many years before I went to get my official diagnosis, and I went for my official diagnosis because I was very much living with imposter syndrome, and I just needed that clarity in my mind to know one way or the other if the way I was thinking was correct. I don't know, that's just some people's journey. It was definitely mine. Yeah, so I kind of started to write a list of all the things that I feel are a new perspective for me. So I've just got my list on my phone. I'd like to share them with you. Okay, number 1. How to be comfortable with silence rather than join in painstaking small talk. I can do small talk, and I know it's part of society, and I'm okay with that, but I feel like it's so painstaking. So if I'm in a situation where I can reduce the amount of small talk I do or just eradicate it completely, then I'm going to opt for that and just becoming more comfortable with that. Next one. Saying no to social events is okay, especially if they will send me into overstimulation later on or have a meltdown. So saying no is not an easy task, and I feel that that's just a human thing for people pleasers. I'm learning how to say no, but I'm also learning to say no because social situations can be very hard for me, either because I don't know what the rules are, I'm not prepared enough, or I have to make sure I've got enough energy for the next day, Yeah, I'm becoming a bit more confident in what I say yes to and what I don't say yes to, and actually just saying yes to things I want to do, not just to please people. Wearing noise-reducing earbuds is a necessity for certain situations that can reduce my anxiety by wearing them if I am aware ahead of time. So, yeah, I wear loops a lot. Loops are my lifesaver. I literally have so many pairs and they're everywhere. And I would wear them before my diagnosis because I liked the fact that they gave me, they took the edge off things. But actually, since my diagnosis, I give myself a lot more permission to say it's okay. There's a reason why I wear these. I am being overstimulated and these are helping. So just embrace them. I have a huge amount of knowledge of autism simply because I've done so much research over the last 7 years. But I have to remember that not everyone has the same amount of knowledge as I have, and I have to meet people where they're at and educate them with kindness. This is really hard for me because when you know stuff, you kind of just assume everybody knows this stuff, but they haven't been on the same educational journey as you. So, when someone finds out I am autistic and they say, oh, everyone's a little autistic, or we're all on the spectrum, or yeah, everyone's a bit quirky, and just little passing comments like that. I know they don't mean bad, but they're quite frustrating to have to explain all the time. You're either neurodivergent or you're neurotypical, and it's brain science, and your brain is wired that way from birth. So you can't just be a little bit of something, just like you can't be a little bit pregnant, okay? You're either pregnant or you're not pregnant. That's the best analogy I've ever heard. I think I've used it in another video, I can't remember. I have some select foods that make me feel very grounded. So some people would call these safe foods, but I kind of think that the term safe foods suggests that there's foods out there that are dangerous for you and not safe for your body or in some way. But so logically, I'm kind of thinking, okay, these are just certain foods that make me feel grounded. And these foods just suddenly make me feel really like okay again with the world. I don't know, it's magic. But that's, I know, quite relatable to some people. I don't have anger issues, I just have meltdowns. Okay, so this one's a big one because before my diagnosis, although I knew or highly assumed I was autistic, I had these anger outbursts, especially with my husband. And I kind of would go from 0 to 100 super quick over something ridiculously small. I got to the point where I was like, I need to go to anger management kind of classes. I don't know what's going on. It's not fair on my husband. I don't know how to kind of come back down. I felt like the anger was taking over me and I didn't quite feel like it was me. Now I'm aware, okay, that's just when I'm in meltdown. That is when I am so overwhelmed that I cannot process anything else and everything kind of tips me off the edge. So just having that love and grace for myself to acknowledge it's not that I have anger issues. I'm really not an angry person. But if I'm in meltdown, if I'm having a meltdown, then I'm really not able to regulate or process the world around me. And this is what happens. I'm trying to be better at that, but it's not always something I have control over. I don't know how to describe my feelings in the moment. So this is a thing called alexithymia, and I didn't know this existed until my diagnosis and I started doing more research. Alexithymia is when you do have feelings and you can express your feelings, but you don't understand or you can't really name your feelings. So the obvious ones like happy, excited, sleepy, angry, like these are really basic ones. And I can kind of understand when I'm feeling them, but it's all the extra feelings. You know, like what's the difference between anger and anxiety? And what's the difference between sleepy and hungry? They feel really similar to me, and it's only after the fact that I can kind of put a name on things. Sorry, I hate what feels like a demand being put on me. So this ties in again with me saying I have extra things in my daily routine. If someone else requests something of me, it feels like a demand. And when it feels like a demand, my brain automatically goes, nope, not doing that. Even if it's something I actually want to do, which makes it really difficult and it makes me seem like a total brat. But I'm not trying to be a brat. I'm literally just battling with my brain. Next one. I can feel others' emotions even if I don't understand them. So that kind of maybe is part of alexithymia. I don't know. But when I go into a room, I can almost absorb what someone else is feeling and I mirror it without even understanding how or why that happens. So I don't necessarily know what's going on, but suddenly I feel it. And that's not always great. Special interests can help reduce an unexpected meltdown. So if I'm engaged in something that I love and it's a special interest for me or a hyperfixation, then it can suddenly make me feel more calmer and more grounded and more just like, here I am, I'm here. Like I don't need to worry about all this stuff that's going on in my head. I suppressed stimulatory behaviour in my childhood, but now I can freely stim. So as a child, there were certain behaviours that I tried to do and I would get told very quickly that that wasn't socially acceptable by my father. And I think I learned to hide my stims very well, or I kind of created socially acceptable stims. And now I'm trying to unwrite that and figure out what natural stims I have. And I have stims. I have a lot of like finger stims. and I'm becoming more comfortable with that, and I can do it freely now. And I love that I can embrace something that was supposed to always be there for me as a like anxiety reducer or whatever, but it was suppressed, and now it's here to stay. When I nitpick everything and have highly low tolerance levels, it usually means that a meltdown is imminent. And my husband, if he holds me for at least 20 seconds in a tight hug, this can reduce my anxiety enough for me to be aware of how I'm behaving. So this one's huge, okay? This one's a real new one for me and my husband, thankfully. He's extremely kind and so amazing. And I just think, like, thank you, Jesus, for giving me such an amazing husband. Yeah, so my tolerance levels go right down, and I start to like kind of nag and get really touchy about stuff. This has become a sign for us both. I'm not okay. Something's going on under the skin, under the whatever it is. We don't know what it is. We can't really talk it through because there's that sensation of a meltdown is imminent. It's here, it's coming, and there's nothing we can do about it. But there is, if we are aware of this happening and we catch it quick enough, just being embraced by the person I love most in this world is medicine for me, is magic. It has healing powers, and I suddenly am aware of what I'm doing. He just holds me, and I can't tell you how special that is. My husband is the best human in this planet. And my last one is to only be friends with people who make effort to be friends with me, and not to be a people pleaser with absolutely everyone. Oh boy, if I had only learned this in high school. So why do I feel the need to be liked by absolutely everyone? It's ridiculous, it's crazy. I am now going in my life with being friends with people who invest in me, who accept me, and care about me, because I'm only going to do that to people who do it back, because it's exhausting if you're constantly trying to just be what people expect you to be if they're not going to like love you. And you're kind of being a facade. I don't know what the word is. You're not being real, you're not being authentic when you're constantly just being what they expect you to be. And I have a little weirdness. I say things that are not always on parallel with what the conversation is. I understand things, incorrectly sometimes. And I just need people to accept that about me and not think, oh, I don't want to hang out with you because you're just so weird all the time. I don't know what you're going to say or do. Like, just give me a break. Just love me anyway. And if you do that, then you're going to be my chosen friend. Like, I'll love you forever. So, yeah. But I'm not going to waste my time with people who are not going to waste their time with me. Anyway, this video I have rambled on quite some time, so I'm just going to leave it there. And thank you for joining me today.